Look at this fucking goober. When discussing Boeing, we just wanted to show this off. Lol, while you're having your epic gaming matches, no regard for human lives lost. Laughing at even, I would have just reported him and I found a wonderful little Discord that allowed me to show who he really is to his opens. As a Canadian, blah 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 blah. We're in the land of the hatred, mocking the deaths of others for being born in another country. Yep, that's me, bro. I'm a hater. That is me, bro. I am a straight fucking hater. Guy acts like I hate every Indian. Nah, I just hate the ones that came and fucking invaded my country and made the streets smell like shit. Fucking started shitting in my fucking lakes. Fucking ruining my country. Those are the cocksuckers I hate. Could be black, white, Asian. I don't give a fuck. You don't see fucking Asian people walking down to Wasaga Beach and shitting in the fucking beach. It's so bad that you can't even use it. This guy's fucking retarded. Clearly doesn't know a goddamn thing about how the country is. But no, 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 no. He's just racist. Fucking idiot. That's me, bro. Racist as fuck. All right, shiny boy. What's up, buddy? I'm gonna roll Doobie, I think, tonight. Nice little Dubai, you know? What a sex. I wonder how Thug Duck's flight went today. This guy's hilarious. Like, I'm an actual real fucking patriot, bro. This cocksucker's just out here ruining my fucking country, letting all these fucking shitters in. Well, once this motherfucker has a family and understands, it'll suck for him because it'll be too late and I'll be living in fucking Bali. Sipping a fucking margarita. Death. What? Hey, that was me. You spent 3 hours and died the Jad. That's a rip, bro. My buddy in the group who did Jad first try the other day. What's up, Jackson? What are you saying, buddy? This takes too long. I was so tired. Yeah, dude, that's the problem I have with the Jad is like the amount of time it takes. You know what I mean? It's not even really that hard. It's literally not even that hard. It just takes so fucking long. Posting like a stop sign. That's what's up. I'm doing all right. Go to see my daughter this weekend, which will be fucking sick. Can't wait. Big. I'm really glad you getting time with her. Yeah, man. Same, dude. Same. She's fucking amazing. Super intelligent kid, man. Tall as fuck too. She's almost taller than me. Goddamn. Appreciate you, Jackson. You're a real one, homie. Yeah, I definitely spoil her, but you know, keep her in line. Need one of the Easter eggs. You want to do any clue scrolls? I'm on my way to pick one up right now. I got a hard clue on the ground. I gotta go grab. I should actually be doing some clue scrolls on my main account while I'm just sitting here chilling. Be killing some dragons, fucking doing clue scrolls on the main. Hopefully getting 20 mil drops. Right on one empty. I have Dragon Wild. If you want to do a duo playthrough, I'll make a new character. What do you mean? For what? Oh, bro, what? I don't have my gear. Oh, Dragon Wild. Oh, okay. Fuck, man, I already got so many accounts going. I got the. If you want to make an account, I would still play with you though. Wait, RuneScape Dragon Wild? Oh, dude, that's the fucking. I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. That's the newer one. It's like Valheim. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Fuck yeah, no, I'm gonna pass on that, bro. That game looked like shit. I'm not gonna lie. I know what you're talking about now. That game definitely did not look good. It's mid for sure. There's not enough content in it, you know what I mean? It looks like it has good bones. They just need more like stuff to do. Damn. Bro, no, I wasn't paying attention. Fuck. How did I accidentally click? No. I was not paying attention right there. God damn it. I wasn't even like looking at my screen. I must have clicked. No way, it just aggroed me from so far away. That's so cringe. You know what I didn't grab was my dragon shield and shit. Ooh. Oh, heal, heal. I'm ready. Ooh. No, no. That's alright. That's crazy. Dude, if that level were longer, that would have been goaded. This is a phenomenal level. This reminds me of those like old games on like Atari, where it's just like a side scroller and you just gotta dodge the blocks. I've heard that once or twice. Damn, it's a long ass level for no checkpoint. Oh, What the fuck is that? For real. There's legacy, Satan. He just had to stay up. Like I just had to stay up. Why are the boos so close? It's not actually die this time. Oh, see? Good thing I actually started paying attention a little bit. You go get the anti-dragon shield. See you later. Did you get an HP level tonight? Cool. Should be getting a new task tonight as well. Excuse me. Excuse me. You're gonna have to jump off of the wall. Make you want you to jump off the wall. No, you gotta. You can definitely make that. You gotta wall bounce off the other wall, bro. So much for the speed run. Shawnee boy, you know what I can't wait for? Oh, fuck, Rocky. You just opened up my door like that. I gotta go take my dog outside. Yeah, you. You're the dog. You gotta wait. Yeah, Shiny boy, redeem a toke. I'm gonna rip a bull when I come back in. Oh, my guy. My guy. Rocky, you just gotta wait, buddy. 30 more damage, my guy. We're going. Rocky. Wanna get going? Let's go. Let's go. Keep going. Keep going. This side. All right. He's still doing this fucking level, dude? No way. No more. He says no more. Dude, this is insane. I didn't see this part of the level. What the fuck is even going on? What the fuck even is that? Cheers, ladies and gentlemen. Dude, that's crazy. What the fuck? I've never seen that before. That's a cool level. What? That's crazy. This guy's so good at this game, it's nuts. I just shouldn't be getting ejected at all. What a terrible game so far. You just look at him. What a terrible game so far. Just say that looking right at the It's called accountability. That's crazy. That's God working there. Yo, what's up, zombie? Chilling. Eating some yogurt. You seen that guy in my Discord? The loser? I know. I'm just laughing. That guy's just a fucking liberal cuck, dude. He's just sucking off those fucking politicians, dude. That guy's just a liberal cuck. Crazy to me. Like, look, just because you came here as like a refugee and shit, that don't make you Canadian. You know what I'm saying? It's like me going over to Africa and pretending to be African. You know what I mean? Like, it's fucked. You give two shits less about politics? Yeah. I mean, as of recently watching my country go to shit, I've actually started to, like, you know, care more about politics. But typically I'm on your fence. Like, usually I don't give a fuck. My country is, like, in shambles. Walk down the street and you just see Indian people taking a shit in the middle of the road and shit like that. Like, I'm just fucking over it, man. I'm just fucking over it. Motherfuckers driving around with license plates that they fucking used a marker. Like, it's just a piece of paper and a marker. Like, I'm over it, man. Want to hear something? Syrian refugee about a month ago in Canada. You can look this up. True story. This fucking guy. Oh no, I just fucked up. This fucking guy was pretending to be a, what do you call it, DoorDash, Uber driver, whatever. He was pretending to be like one of those people that deliver food or whatever, and he would fucking wait for the person, the female or whatever, to open the door. Oh, I got your food here. Oh, I didn't order it, and then barge in and just rape them. Like, none of this shit used to happen in Canada, bro. No, like, granted, it definitely did happen, but not as frequently. Granted, it did happen. It was just never as frequent. Like, it's fucking crazy. This country is out of pocket right now, man. It makes me sick. Every day on the news, it's some other fucking this or that, man. Just fuck. I'm over it. Our fucking prime minister is on air going, Canadian values are Muslim values. Like, no, no, actually, they're not. Canadian values should and it should always be Canadian values. The fuck do I care about, like, anything to do with a Muslim? We're not even, like, our country, like, our country, well, it is now because of all the immigrants and shit, but, like, our country was never even, like had no beliefs. It was all Catholic. You know what I mean? It had, like, our country used to be just predominantly Catholic. Like, doesn't even make sense. We have Muslim beliefs. Fuck off. Speak for yourself, then. You know what I mean? Don't speak for all Canadians. Fuck. Sorry, that's my rant for the day. Yeah, that guy in my Discord's fucking retarded, though. Shit, bro, if it was up to the Canadian government, you'd have a job and your whole life planned ahead of time. You know what I mean? You ever see ants? Hmm. Hmm. Damn. You've seen it? Well, there's a line in there's like a part of the movie where it's just like the colony of ants, and right off birth, they're just stamping them worker, soldier, worker, soldier. It's literally how the government wants it, you know? If they had it their way, that's what they'd be fucking doing. Oh, you'll grow up to be an electrician, bricklayer. Boom, boom, boom. Right at birth. This steak looks amazing. That looks amazing. Some zooks. Fuck, that looks so good. This guy can cook. Fuck, that looks so good, man. I took a steak, well, 2 steaks out. I'll have a steak for dinner tomorrow and steak and eggs in the morning. Can't wait. I must have it 4 times. How? You ever run into any like other people? Was lack of food being cold? Yeah, yeah. Oh. Friends not really back in 2019 who did quite a bit. Yeah, fair. How the fuck do you survive that? That's crazy. Actually, I remember this video very specifically. I remember him going, it's very chill and very nice, and then, long story short, it definitely was not. This blinking HP, so I was basically one hit from anything. I was out in the water searching for a boat with good loot where I almost died due to lack of warmth. My clothes being soaked. Yeah, that game's like way. Ugh, for fuck's sakes, there's no way this guy just comes and hits me, man. The game's like way too. survival-esque for me. The game's crazy. It's like Tarkov. The game's like Tarkov almost in that aspect. There's too much shit going on for me. That's fair. I mean, it's a good game. DayZ's definitely still a good game. I'm not bashing it. Still a super fun game. Yeah, I remember you telling me that they did an update where they fixed the cars. It's pretty nuts. And do a sizable amount of bug fixes. Yeah, I haven't played that game in like a long time, like 6 years. Yeah, a couple UK guys teach you that game. I used to play that game with my buddy Crooks, and we ran into this group of people, and we're like, man, can you guys just please not kill this dude? We fucking it took us like a week to find each other in the game. Like, we're not gonna kill you or nothing. We don't got nothing. Like, please don't kill us. And these guys are just like take us to this little shed and they tie us up and they're like, all right, boys, there's two outcomes to this. You guys fucking die or you be honest with us. And we're like, man, we're being honest with you. Like, we just started playing this fucking game. Please just don't kill us. Took us forever to find each other. We fucking eventually like became like got this guy's trust. You know what I mean? And they're like, all right, what we're gonna do for you, gentlemen, is we're gonna duplicate all of our shit because there used to be a duplicate glitch. They're like, we're gonna duplicate all of our shit while you guys are tied up. We're gonna drop it on the ground, and then we will cut you loose, and like we're gonna break for it. That way you don't try and kill us. And yeah, that's exactly what they did. They give us a bunch of shit, basically. My buddy and I were like, fuck, man. And then we never played that game again. We got all that stuff and never played the game again because we were too scared to die with it all. Literally never played it again because we were too scared to die and lose all of our shit. The thrill of the game, yeah. You ain't around. It's like Tarkov, you know? Uh, this guy, damn. Yeah, I mean, people used to just like kidnap me and my buddy because we were just fucking noobs. People usually used to just sit there and like tie us up and fuck with us and shit. If I hate them, yeah. We were always playing on public servers for sure. People used to spawn camp. What the fuck? What the hell? Oh, I got 3 dragons attacking me. Yo, I'm done this task. You get me the fuck out of here, dude. I've been done this shit for like an hour. Alright, no, not an hour. Actually, I lied. Like 20 minutes though. Get me the fuck out of here. Don't ever give me dragons again. This is a pretty cool level. But it really helped me learn how to navigate the maps without any help. Yeah, fair. That's a huge. That's like huge in that game is being just know where you are just by looking at like your surroundings. I would always just tell where I was by like the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. And that's how I would figure out where I was. No, no audio. Oh shit.
I think I'm close enough to it. Did it despawn? Is it there? Is it there? Is it there? Is it there? It's there. It's there. I can't do this, man. The donuts every time. Every time the donuts. I didn't get the... I didn't... There's something wrong with this level. There's something seriously wrong with this. How do you avoid these donuts? Stay on the right?
Yeah.
Nope. Just like in the middle, like all crazy. I made it on the last attempt. Please, please, please. No, just stand still. Don't move. Do not move. I feel traumatized. Moving on to stage 4 with 7 lives, 20-second strange speed run. Oh. Oof. I mean, doesn't seem that strange so far. Get the double jump. Yep, the double jump was key. Oh, now it's a little strange. Now it's a little strange. Do you go back down? Oh, the key door was down here. Oh, damn. Okay. The timer's very tight based on the world record. Damn, he's got that little gap. No! Uh-oh. The up is a little weird on the Switch Pro controller. It's a little weird.
Dude, are you fucking kidding
worried.
me?
I'm a little worried, you guys. Got that jump, that wall jump. That was huge. Wait, why did I duck? Oh no. Oh no, is the Switch Pro controller shitty after all? I'm getting weird ducks, not going indoors. I'm just holding right on the D-pad. No, do I have to bring back the Wii U Pro controller? Does it even work on Switch 2? Oh, this is not good. This is not good. The regular Switch Pro controller had these issues too, where like you would get weird inputs on the D-pad. Ah. So hit that switch on the way out, not on the way. That's what I need to do. Dude, really? For chisel dizzle? Should I skip? 1 life. I should skip. Should I skip? I should skip. Should I skip? I should skip. Should I skip? Should I skip? I should probably skip. I should probably skip. Yeah, that's how it's done. Just like that. Oh no! I'm skipping. I'm out. Gotta go. Gotta go. Bowser chase. Wait. Wait. What's happening? Do I go down there?
Tell me they're safe spottable, please.
No! I'm worried about this D-pad, what I'm seeing based on preliminary observation is that when you're holding left and right, you could get down or up inputs based on like how hard you're holding left and right. It's really easy to trigger the down and the up, which is a huge issue in Mario. The Wii U Pro Controller didn't have this issue, which is why I always used it. The Switch Pro Controller had weird diagonal input issues too. This one might have some stuff. If you use the joystick, it's not a problem. I know some people use the joystick for Mario Maker, but gross. Choose your right path. Lame. You can't even see. What the? What the? What the? Now it's pick a path? I mean, I can see the path. I can freaking see the path. It's right there. God dang, dude. Oh, it's Bowser. Whoa! Oh, hey! Whoa! See ya, Bowser. See ya, buddy. See you later, buddy. See you later, buddy. Alright, come on, man. Don't be like that. Don't be like that, Bowser. Do I need that hammer still? Where's the Goomba? Where's the Goomba? Where's the Goomba, dude? Are you serious? What a stupid level. Come on, man. Ah! Go away, Bowser. This douche has a hidden Goomba. So lame, man. So lame. So lame. I'm gonna fight this Bowser to the death. I'm gonna beat him too. Watch. Watch me. Oh. See, I beat him. Got him. I literally was jumping to fight him and forgot that the flagpole was right there. Tunnel vision, man. It is nice. I've heard stuff across the board about like older games from Switch loading faster. That's a nice thing. You know, I ain't complaining about that. That's a nice little perk. Oh boy. What? No way. Rising midairs?
I mean,
man. But look at the fast retries.
It's not really a safe spot.
Oh, how many is it?
Fuck, dude. I don't want to get another dragon.
Oh my
Pass.
god.
It's so cringe.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Another dragon task was fucking cringe, man. I can navigate both of the maps completely and can go to most places just by seeing what town I'm in. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Breaking news from the Middle East. Israel has launched a series of airstrikes on Iran's nuclear and military sites. It is a dramatic escalation in a long-running conflict between the two countries. Israel has long warned for years that it will not tolerate Iran having nuclear weapons. Iran state media now saying its top general and top nuclear scientists have been killed. Israel is under a state of emergency. Here's more from Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu.
We struck at the heart of Iran's nuclear enrichment program. We struck at the heart of Iran's nuclear weaponization program. We targeted Iran's main enrichment facility in Natanz. We targeted Iran's leading nuclear scientists working on the Iranian bomb. We also struck at the heart of Iran's ballistic missile program.
Our Washington Bureau Chief Joy Malbon is joining me now from the U.S. Capitol. All right, Joy, what more do we know here?
Todd, Israel confirming tonight it did carry out those massive strikes as a matter of self-defense. Explosions were heard in the capital and elsewhere, targeting Iran's nuclear program, its nuclear facilities, and other military targets. Israel warned its people tonight to prepare for a counterattack. President Donald Trump was told that these strikes were likely coming, even though he was pushing Prime Minister Netanyahu not to strike. Washington began withdrawing its diplomats and military families in the region, fearing that this could happen, even though the president hoped to negotiate a new Iraq deal to stop Tehran from having a nuclear bomb. Trump posting tonight that he is still committed to a diplomatic solution to the nuclear issue. Todd?
And what are we hearing in terms of the Trump administration? I know that Marco Rubio, the Secretary of State, has weighed in here. The Americans saying they were not involved.
Yeah, we do have that statement from Secretary of State Marco Rubio confirming that the U.S. wasn't involved in the strikes and did not assist Israel in any way. Israel did this on its own, taking unilateral action. Marco Rubio goes on to say, Todd, that, and I'm quoting here, Iran should not target U.S. interests or personnel. In other words, don't come after us. This is a huge escalation in the Middle East, Todd, raising fears of an all-out war.
Few years ago, a few back, buddy of mine, I played with a buddy of mine, and he was like, how do I get to you? Go here, and then they're here. And he's just like, what? That's funny as fuck. Man was just lost, eh? Hmm. This guy's pretty cool. I like this guy. Yo, nice. Good shit, dude. Sick account, bro. Yeah, they did this man dirty on that fucking little snapshot right there. I remember seeing this game as a kid.
End up affecting us for the rest of our lives. Things as simple as choosing a red droid over a blue one. Ooh, or maybe you decided to partake in the Boon to Eve Classic where you met your untimely death in front of your wife and 3 kids. Or maybe you just chose the wrong Star Wars game. Way back when, almost 20 years ago now, I got to pick a game for Christmas, and for my trusty Game Boy Advance, without giving it much thought, I went with Super Return of the Jedi, a Game Boy port of a console game that was almost 10 years old. And it was actually pretty decent. I didn't mind at all. It was a fun, side-scrolling adventure of my then-favorite Star Wars movie. And I must have played it hundreds of times. Heck, I would even replay it just to try it in a different color palette. Like, yes, we're doing a red and green run through this time. And it even had some fun vehicle sections too that I remember really liking. But my joy with this one was short-lived as I quickly realized I done goofed. See, that same day, I also discovered a new Star Wars game had just recently dropped. Star Wars Trilogy Apprentice of the Force. A game that had been everything I could have wanted from a Star Wars game, what I had been dreaming about. A game where you venture through the entire original trilogy from beginning to end, all on the GBA. But it was too late for me now. I couldn't have it. My dad said no. There are plenty of overlooked and underrated Star Wars games out there that come to mind, but when I think of Star Wars titles that are a lot of fun and really impressive but hardly get mentioned or receive any recognition, it's gotta be this one. With the 2000
Never even
release of the Star Wars trilogy,
seen that cover of the
Christmas item that
case.
my family wouldn't let me have. We got 2 games to coincide.
I remember my
with
buddy
release,
having this game.
Battlefront and this game. Take a guess which one most people.
And I had
play.
Battlefront.
Here you play through the entirety of the Star Wars trilogy exclusively as Luke Skywalker in this beautiful side-scroller. You get this sort of cel-shaded 3D look to the sprites with very smooth animations done by Ubisoft, using the same engine as their Prince of Persia Sands of Time GBA port, and it definitely shows, trust me. And it plays very well. You start off as Farmer Boy Luke, popping off at anybody who dares get in between him and his power converters. And at first, the game acts as this nice shoot 'em up. Luke can do this pretty slick dive roll and this dash move, which makes for some nice platforming. Mirroring the movie, you start off relatively underpowered. The whole premise of the game is that you're working towards becoming that Jedi Master Luke, embarking on a classic Campbellian journey all on 2 AA batteries. Or a rechargeable one if you have an SP, but no, nothing too fancy. And the way the gameplay unfolds to mimic the
I had
progression
an
of the
SP.
films is so well done. Like, as you work your way through the Death Star in A New Hope, you have to deal with waves and waves of stormtroopers, and while nothing here is too challenging, like Episode 4 Luke, your moveset is noticeably subdued. You're just stuck with the blaster and the occasional power-up that lets you rapid-fire enemies. It's simple, but it's pretty fun and really captures those hectic, always-on-the-run shootouts from the first film. Oh shoot, they even got that scene from the movie where you cross the gap with Leia. Okay, here we go. Where we're going, we don't need luck. Yeah, boy! You just gotta shoot the controls for the bridge. Yeah, okay, not everything does mimic the movie 1-to-1, but you can definitely see where they tried to, and later on they really play into it. The end of the New Hope section, of course, is the Death Star Assault, and you get this, I'm telling you, really fun space shooter sequence with the X-Wing, where you just gotta speed through and eliminate all the TIE
Doesn't even
fighters
look like the
again.
X-Wing though.
This here plays like boss nass butter. Seriously, your booster engines create this nice sense of speed, and the controls are so slick, you really start to tap into that son of the best star pilot in the galaxy feel. After you do the trench run, we of course get to Empire, and this is when the gameplay, as you can guess, takes a drastic shift from a side-scroller shoot-'em-up to one where you're now going to be mowing down legions of Wampas with your lightsaber. You can still switch to your
Dude, I want
weapons,
to see Mace Windu in
from
this
here,
shit.
the whole game has changed. You already feel
You gotta
like
learn
you're
somehow?
capable and
Yeah,
powerful, but what
facts.
I really love is how they play off the movie to introduce your
You
force
ain't wrong.
mechanics. This is a game that largely prioritizes making you feel like you're experiencing these moments from the film. It takes precedent over everything, and it's exemplified best when you get to Dagobah. Rather than just another throwaway level where you, I don't know, kill a bunch of Dagobah bats and help exterminate Yoda's backyard and collect pinup pictures of, Yaddle. This whole level acts as an extended tutorial where you learn about the Force, effectively using beats from Luke's journey in the trilogy to progress the gameplay. It's a small and straightforward attention to detail that hasn't really been done so directly. It makes unlocking the Force feel really special. It captures that warm, fuzzy feeling from the movie. After that, you're knocking down waves of stormtroopers with Force pushes, dashing around and slicing them up. You feel like hot shit. And then you gotta take on Vader, who quickly shows you you're not a Jedi yet. You even get thrown into Carbonite mid-boss fight where you gotta break free, you can block and parry Vader's attacks, but again, the movie takes precedent. You have to get your shit kicked in. They make you do the whole sequence where Vader is just throwing a whole Sears catalog at you, and you're gonna like it. In most other games, this relinquishing of control where you know you're beating a boss only to lose in a cutscene would be seen as an annoyance, but here, it's cute reliving these moments on a GBA because you know how these scenes gotta go down.
You don't need the Star Wars Trilogy box set on DVD.
Yes, I do. It comes with a demo for Battlefront, boy! By Return of the Jedi, the circle is now complete. You have become the Master. At this point, your blaster is basically null as you become this unstoppable lightsaber-wielding Jedi. You can now slow down time, a total riff from Prince of Persia. You can force heal your health bar. You can dash and double jump with ease.
That's pretty
You
cool.
now have a move that can wipe off every enemy on screen with one lightsaber strike. You feel so much more powerful than that I assume to be a wide-eyed farm boy. Most Star Wars games would have you just bash the Rancor until it's dead, but here, you actually knock it back while force pushing boulders until you can crush it with the door. Sure, it would have been more accurate if instead of rocks it was the skull of a guy named Bidlow, but the sequence effectively captures the feeling of that oh, come on, no, my battery died! How could this happen? I will say though, after you gain this mastery of the Force and the lightsaber combat, you can tell they try to stretch things out a bit, especially with this Endor sequence. It just feels like it goes on and on. Like, yeah, you can argue it's like the movie in that way, but the game just starts throwing endless waves of stormtroopers before you can even progress, and now you're fighting a bunch of random bugs and DVD copies of Ewok Adventures. There are some cool things, like using Force Push while on a log to gain momentum, but then the game throws the secret weapon of the Empire. You didn't think Palpatine wouldn't have an ace in the hole? It's Sheev's bees!
Attack, my faithful.
Yeah, you're fighting bees now. We ought to wrap this thing up, don't you think? Again, the final boss fight with Vader nicely mirrors the film with each sequence, until you're hiding under the stairs and he's poking your mind, making you remember some embarrassing regrets. And Vader's AI at the last sequence even lets up and lets you wail on him, just like the movies. Now, you will experience the full power of the dark side. Father! Bees!
That's it. You know my son has a theology. You're going into the field.
Not the bees! And we all lived happily ever after. Oh, also they throw in a bonus gallery after you beat the game, like, wow, thank you for this pixelated Chewbacca picture. Yep. Gonna hang this up in my room. All in all, Star Wars Trilogy Apprentice of the Force, I know for a fact, would have been the Star Wars game of my tiny brain's dreams, of getting to progress as Luke through the entire trilogy, from farm boy to Jedi like my father before me, who wouldn't let me buy this game. Hope you burn in hell. It's a very forgiving and accessible game, and sure, it doesn't have the sheer difficulty and toughness to it like the Super Star Wars series, but tackling the entire original trilogy in one game and having your gameplay mechanics progress in lieu with Luke's growth in the films is a very fun little experiment that I think really has gone under the radar. There are plenty of Star Wars games I played that many
Bro, either Star Wars game is really, really good or just fucking really, really bad.
Faithful viewer, have I ever told you the tragedy of Revenge of the Sith on VHS? Released on VHS in certain territories like the UK in limited quantities. And these tapes aren't just rare and expensive. Like most VHS tapes, they're region locked, meaning even if I sold enough scrap metal and bone meal for these tapes, they wouldn't play on my VCR. I'd need to import a PAL VCR, a proper power supply and display, it'd quickly become a headache. Or I would need a very expensive multi-region VCR player. But there is another. And I have it, that's right, Revenge of the Sith on VHS. Unlimited power. This is the South Korean VHS release of Star Wars Episode 3. When I talked about cars on VHS, I showed off my Korean Ratatouille and Wall-E VHS tapes, where the format lasted much longer there. And not only that, those tapes are NTSC region, meaning yes, they'll play on my VCR no problem. And what's even better is, unlike Ratatouille and Wall-E, this Revenge of the Sith tape is in its original English audio with Korean subtitles, not dubbed.
You underestimate my power. Now try it.
Fuck, that cow is the flight. Bro, that's actually sick. I love VHS, man. There's nothing like watching. All went well? Nice. Thug Duck, I'm racist, bro. This man thinks I'm racist, brother. Damn. Look at that sexy dude right there, eh? I'm racist. Bro, how's he hitting me with fire when I'm all the way over here? This fucking goober. I could have just ran up through the fire giants. Are you kidding me? Brother, I could have just ran up through the fire giants. Interesting. Duly noted. People calling anything racist nowadays? I don't know. Because I didn't give sympathy to some Indian woman that died over in India in a plane crash. This guy's like, "You're a piece of shit, bro. Oh my god." 2011, yeah, crazy, crazy shit. Friends now in Florida. Not gonna be near you till Tuesday or Wednesday. Word. That's unfortunate. At least you guys get to hang out. I sadly had to delay. Mother Nature and Am I muted? Am I? No, I don't think so. You're good? No, I'm not going. I had a change of plans for the weekend. She's on her period, so change of plans. Thug a duck. Was work alright? I mean, it's over with, man. It's fucking basically the weekend, so. I'm not even thinking about work right now, man. Honestly, work was okay, I guess. Like, I just stood around for 8 hours throwing pieces of plastic together. On two fucking. Literally, a robot will have my job within the next, like, 5 years, you know what I mean? It'll be way faster than just stabbing them with that fucking stupid little dagger. She needs a lot more food. Oh my god, these guys have 250 HP, bro. Oh my god. That's fucking cringe. Yo, what's up, bro? I come on here to watch this girl who usually has her feet out and stuff. I'm not gonna lie, she ended her stream 8 minutes ago. I see your stream. Keep up the good shit. RuneScape is dope as fuck, bro. Wait, what? You watch some chick because she has her feet out? You have like a foot fetish or something? But I appreciate the comment and the well wishes. God bless, sir. God bless. That's a little odd though. I like the profile picture as well, the Black Ops 2. Master Prestige. See you. See you. I'm ripping the toke, boys. Fuck this shit, man. Cheers. That's like the most random comment I've gotten in a while. The fuck? Since 2012? Damn, bro. And you know what they say, you never quit. You just take a break. Should hop back into it. Miss having my shoes off, dancing at Party Pete. This fucking dude. This fucking dude. He had me there. First second I was like, what? What? You got me. Eh? Is Rocky downstairs? Yeah, you want to hear something hilarious, Thug Duck? Earlier, he ran up here and he's giving me like big puppy dog eyes, crying. You know what I'm saying? He's just looking at me. Like, you gotta go outside, Rocky. He runs over to the door, so I go and take him outside, and he takes the the strongest piss I think I've ever heard. But it lasts like maybe like 2-3 seconds, and then just runs back to the door. Like, all right, I'm good to go. I was just like, that's fucked. I seen people online talking about them getting their old accounts back. I'll never play again unless I got my old account back. You could definitely get it back, I'm sure. Maybe not for OSRS, but for OSRS 3. You made it quick. All dude was fucking in and out, bro.
After the exhausting experience of making the original Star Wars trilogy, George Lucas lost his desire to make any more of them. That is until the early 90s, when he started to become fascinated with the idea of exploring the origins of Darth Vader. Using the 15-page outline he wrote in 1976 as a jumping-off point, Lucas sat down on November 1st, 1994 to begin writing what would become Episode 1, then titled The Beginning. His first draft of the script contains a few key differences that would have had major ramifications on how the rest of the prequel films played out. Not only that, but some of these differences may have been better before he changed them, but I'll let you decide. So let's take a look back at what could have been. While the plot to the original draft of Episode 1 is largely the same, one major difference is the absence of Qui-Gon throughout most of the movie. He doesn't show up until Obi-Wan, Padme, and Anakin finally step off the ship on Coruscant, and his inner
Yeah. Evolution of combat was dog shit. I think pretty much the whole player base stopped. Ooh. Alright. Stop playing at that point. I know I sure as fuck did. I think max is like 126. Yeah, 126 something. I don't even know. 126 in OSRS. Like the NewScape, I don't even know what max is. I have double tap for sneezing. Yeah. Got a fucking double tap right here, boys. Some double tap right there. I have a 20-year game. I have no idea. Maybe. No idea. I don't play RS3. I play Old School RuneScape.
Introduced as Obi-Wan's mentor. Before that, however, this script is all Obi-Wan.
Hello there.
Obi-Wan is the one who saves Jar Jar, discovers Anakin on Tatooine, makes the wager with Watto for Anakin's freedom, and fights off Maul when the two are returning to the ship. Side note, does anyone else find it hilarious that Maul tries to run over Anakin here even though he has no idea who he is? Anyway, back to Obi-Wan, who is a little older, wiser, and a full-fledged Jedi Knight in this version too, and not a Padawan. This is an important point because it would have completely changed his relationship with Anakin to that of a father figure versus the reluctant mentor and, dare I say, overbearing older brother he became after Qui-Gon's death.
It's all Obi-Wan's fault. He's jealous. He's holding me back.
This version of their relationship is also closer to the dynamic of Obi-Wan and Luke, and I actually applaud Lucas for changing this to what we got to give us something fresh and not rehash something we've seen before. As a side note, at the beginning of the film,
I don't even have ads on my stream.
All black. It's not until he lands on Tatooine that he disguises
That's the sad thing.
the robes of a moisture farmer. It always bugged me in the prequels that the Jedi dressed as moisture farmers, and in this version of Episode 1, they would have dressed very differently, like, you know, Jedi.
I am a Jedi, like my father before me.
Anakin is also a little older in this script and wiser too, which makes the age
I think
gap
you
as
do.
eventual
No,
moment
I don't have
Padme
monetization
less
on.
creepy. But what is creepy is that there are hints that Padme has a crush on Obi-Wan, who, remember, is also older in this version of the script. No doubt this was to plant the seeds for a possible love triangle culminating with Anakin becoming suspicious and jealous of Obi-Wan, eventually straining their relationship. Anakin still builds 3PO, which I've always hated, but this version of 3PO can't talk, so if you're not a 3PO fan, I guess that's a win. But more importantly, there's no Chosen One prophecy in this version of the script, and no talk of midichlorians either.
Thank the Maker.
Now there are two
But the
differences to
YouTube puts
Anakin's
ads on my
story
shit all the
and in
time.
film that I
People
really
tell me they
like.
get ads all
First,
the
he has an
time.
opportunity to use the Force, which always bugged me that he never really did in the version of the film.
The only time I have
As Obi-Wan, Padme,
monetization,
and Qui-Gon, who has decided to tag along,
that's not gonna end the
return
video,
to
is it?
Naboo,
No.
they find the Trade Federation
Only time I have
blockade still firmly in
monetization
place.
is like
In order to
actual
avoid
videos,
detection,
like
Obi-Wan
these.
wants Anakin to come out of light speed between the blockade
Yeah.
and the planet, which Panaka argues is impossible, even for a computer. Obi-Wan argues
I just don't put
otherwise and suggests
monetization
that
on.
Anakin's connection to the Force will enable him to sense the right moment to come out of hyperspace. Anakin then closes his eyes and, using the Force, brings the ship out of light speed just above the surface of the planet, much to the amazement of everyone on board.
Now this is pod racing.
I absolutely love this moment, and it's a great callback to A New Hope when Obi-Wan instructs Luke to turn off his targeting computer and use the Force instead. The other change I like is that Padme joins Anakin and R2 in a two-person starfighter during the attack on the droid command ship.
I don't know, I
Anakin
can
pilots it while Padme serves as the
Can't remember
gunner.
what it is,
Not only
though.
that, but in this version, Anakin doesn't accidentally blow up the command ship while button mashing the controller, which is another thing I always hated. Here, it's a coordinated attack by Naboo starfighters led by Padme. I also like Anakin and Padme working together in the finale too. This would have helped build their chemistry and solidify their
For videos per 1,000 views, $1.36. Shorts 14 cents. Live per 1,000 views $9.94. I don't make really fuck all, dude. Let's see my best month on YouTube. Here, yearly. Can I do all time? What? Oh, estimated revenue. There you go. That's just for 2 years, yearly. Lifetime. There we go. I made like 15K, 16K. Not bad. Oh, here, let me open that back up. Let me open that back up. It's not bad at all. I mean, to be honest with you boys, let me pull that back up. It's not bad at all. But YouTube takes a third of that. YouTube takes a third of this. And then you gotta pay taxes too. My best month ever was October and I made $2,300. It doesn't even say what year that is. Or anything. I would assume October 2022. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. Yeah, people that have like thousands of viewers just get like ridiculous amount. It's insane. Keep that, and we'll take full envy. Sponsorships? Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. I've made some pretty good money with sponsors before.
Bond. Whereas in the version we got, they do most of their interacting on Tatooine.
You're a slave? I'm a person, and my name is Anakin.
Jar Jar is also very
Oh, like his accent's so bad, I love it.
For one, he's not a bumbling idiot. While still somewhat childlike, he plays a heroic role in the final battle, leading his troops with courage while also displaying quick thinking, a far cry from this. But what's really interesting is the relationship between the people of Naboo and the Gungans, who are treated like second-class citizens and face racial discrimination. For example, when Obi-Wan and Jar Jar make it through the planet core and reach the palace, Jar Jar is told to wait outside. When Obi-Wan and Padme board the royal starship to escape to Coruscant, Padme tries to prevent Jar Jar from entering the ship. Obi-Wan eventually convinces her to let him on board, but she insists that he stay in the droid hold for the duration of the journey. Obviously, over the course of the script, he earns her trust and respect. But what's more interesting is that in order to defeat the Naboo invaders, both people will have to unite to fight them off. This is an incredible theme and undercurrent that runs through the entire script.
Darth
And
Jar
why
Jar.
Lucas removed it is beyond me. And while both races are alienated from each other in the final version of the film, what we're left with is quite shallow compared to what's in this earlier draft. Darth Maul is also much more talkative in this version, and the final duel is different too. While Qui-Gon still dies, his death has much less of an impact here since we don't really know him in this version of the script. After he's offed, Obi-Wan and Maul duel in a much more impressive fight, which also showcases them using the Force to hurl objects at one another.
We shot a test fight to set this style, this sort of Jedi style. I wrote it very much like a game of chess played at 1,000 miles an hour. And every single move is a check. There's only one way out of it.
Eventually, the battle droids make their way into the facility, distracting Obi-Wan. When Maul attempts to cut him in half, Kenobi leaps right into the middle of the battle droids. As Maul wades through the droids, cutting them down in his quest to kill Kenobi, Obi-Wan uses the Force to hurl droids back at him. Finally, they stand face to face, but before Maul can act, Kenobi lashes out and cuts Maul in half. The final victory parade also features Gunray and Hako in chains, surrounded by Gungan guards as they're forced to watch the celebration. And while there's no glowing orb of peace, it's clear that the Naboo and Gungans have finally settled their differences. I have to be honest, I really prefer this version of the script, and I would argue most of the changes Lucas made to the next draft were for the worse. This would have been a much better film and closer to the spirit of the original trilogy. But let me know in the comments below which version you prefer. And if, like me, you've always wondered why Lawrence Kasdan, writer of Empire and Jedi, wasn't asked to pen it, well, he actually was, about 2 weeks before the start of production. Lucas asked him to take a second pass on the script, but Kasdan declined, feeling it wasn't enough time to sink his teeth into it and do a good job. And also, if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button so you can be first in line to see what we're cooking up in the lab for you next. We got a lot of great videos.
Damn. That actually sounded like it would have been good. Is it 2:15? Oh my god. How am I still awake? Why am I still awake? Jesus. I should do a birdhouse run, shouldn't I? I got bad. Oops. There we go. Hmm. Well, wish me luck, gentlemen. Give me a pair of dragon legs. Dragon legs, dude. For the one time.
I'm actually trying to. My dad's been missing for a couple days.
That's why we're here.
His car hasn't been here the last couple days either.
Did you talk to your dad in person or on the phone?
On the phone.
Nobody expected that a daughter's desperate plea to find her missing father would spiral into something so dark. The story bounced from one suspect to another, making it harder to know what was real.
Were you hitting him with your fist or were you hitting him with something else?
No, I was hitting him like this.
So we don't know why it spun so out of control.
So he pushed me.
After he was beaten up.
Or killed. There's blood all over this house.
And when the truth finally came to light, it was so horrifying that no one was prepared for it.
I got a phone call. Man, it been twisted upside down. They found his body in the trunk of a car.
At around 12:30 p.m. on December 30th, 2017, in
I'm
Kalamazoo,
saying, can he hit a fucking
a
zero,
chilling
please?
anonymous tip came
Okay.
through to dispatch. According to the caller, 69-year-old
He
William
looks like
Gray
someone I
had
work
been
with.
savagely beaten, possibly even killed. But there was one major problem. No
His
one
name's
knew
Peter.
where he
He's such a
was.
nice guy.
No address, no location, just a name and a haunting warning.
Once we learned that Mr. Gray was not at any of the local hospitals or at the jail, I then proceeded to his home in an attempt to locate him there. But upon knocking on the door, I did not receive an answer.
Who are they?
Oh, they blocked the driveway.
Just as officers were inspecting the scene, two women walked up to them. One of them introduced herself as William's daughter.
Could be our callers. Checking the welfare too.
I'm actually trying to. My dad's been missing for a couple days.
That's why we're here.
Okay.
Have you tried? What about a cell phone?
I've been calling all the phones. They all are. I just know that he never not answered the phone.
Okay.
Because he's a loan shark, so he usually picks up his money. I got people calling me talking about he never picked up his money.
Okay.
So
How much money was he supposed to pick up?
It's anywhere probably from 1,000 or more. You know.
Where
around the first of the month.
does he usually pick up his money?
Everywhere, just people,
Okay.
random people that borrow. Like he's known to have
Hey,
money
drug
on
dealer?
him,
Like,
and then people owe him. He gets
a
mad.
loan sharking. What?
At this stage, detectives still weren't certain if William was truly dead. But if
A
he
loan
really
shark.
was a loan shark known for carrying large sums of cash,
Dude, that's
that
crazy.
alone could have given someone a strong motive to make him disappear.
That man's fucking OG, dude. What a fucking legend.
Whether it was to rob him or to wipe out a debt they couldn't repay.
But you guys don't have a key or a way in here?
No.
Okay.
His car hasn't been here the last couple of days either.
Did you talk to your dad in person or on the phone?
On the phone.
William's daughter revealed that her last conversation with her father was 2 days earlier, on the morning of December 28th, 2017. After that, he simply vanished without a trace.
Well, how about this? Do you find out anything? Give us a call.
Okay,
If I
you got
find
a
out-
card or something?
If I find anything, I'll give you a call. I'll write down my name for you.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, he might be in a little bit of trouble you don't know about.
What made things even creepier was that there were no signs of forced entry. Nothing at the door to suggest a break-in. So the officers reached out
Well,
to
someone he
William's
knew, that's
landlord.
what that's telling me.
If William wasn't anywhere outside, he might be inside, injured, or worse. As they waited for the landlord, a neighbor named Gordon approached with a chilling piece of information that sent shivers down their spines.
Hey, y'all getting a call about the missing person report?
Yeah.
William Gray?
Yeah. Anything you can tell me about it?
I got a phone call. Man, it been twisted upside down. They found his body in the trunk of a car, of his own car. I said, what? No. She said, yeah, we walking out the door right now. And gonna find out more what happened, see what happened to him. I said, call me back soon as possible.
If the rumors were true, William had been killed and his body placed in the trunk of his own car. To confirm this, detectives needed to find the car. It could lead them to William, or at least provide some evidence. Gordon revealed that William drove a 2009 white Chevy Malibu, but he wasn't certain about
Chevy
William's
Malibu.
fate yet.
He either not dead, or somebody made a lie up.
Well, let's hope it's a lie.
I'm hoping, that's what I'm saying. I'm hoping it's a lie.
The situation was really tense. If William wasn't dead, but injured and abandoned somewhere, the officers knew time was running out. Acting quickly, as soon as the landlord arrived, the cops entered William's apartment to conduct a wellness check.
Well, it'd be better if we could figure this all out.
Well, anybody here?
Bedrooms back there, living room next year.
Steel Dragons actually aren't even that bad. I should have been maging the other motherfuckers.
Signs of a struggle. But just as
I need
officers
another
were preparing
fucking
to
poison
leave,
dagger,
another
bro.
neighbor arrived with
Christ.
unsettling news. Several items were now missing from William's apartment, adding a new layer of mystery to the case.
He would have this chair by his cooler right there, and I would sit right here, and it was something sitting right here, and the whole thing is gone.
Yeah.
The whole thing is gone.
But the neighbor's revelations didn't stop at missing belongings. She went on to mention William's supposed girlfriend, Mariah, someone she claimed had a troubled and tense relationship with him.
Things can get escalated and out of hand real quick, and that's what goes on with them. They come over here, and they might be drinking already, or Will might be in a good mood. They can present themselves all nice. Go upstairs, Will get offer more drink, and before it's over, they up there fussing and arguing. I'm hearing them tussling, and me and my dogs is coming to the rescue again. But like I said, Will got a lot of people coming over here and banging on her door.
Just as the officers were about to leave the apartment, another neighbor walked up with more disturbing rumors. But this neighbor hadn't just overheard a rumor. He knew someone who claimed to have first-hand knowledge of what happened.
A guy called me last night and said that Will was found dead in his trunk. He called me late last night, and that's how I found out.
It's getting thicker and thicker. We need to figure it out.
I can call him back. I'm going to call him back.
Yeah.
The neighbor agreed to call the person who had allegedly claimed to know the location of William's body.
So your aunt told you that she was positive that Will got found in the trunk of his car dead.
With so many people claiming William was dead, the case reached a deeply unsettling point. But the police knew better than to rely on rumors. They needed facts. While whispers of a horrific murder couldn't be taken as truth, they also couldn't be ignored. The only way to separate speculation from reality was to find William and finally put the rumors to rest.
So I just got done talking with a guy who lives downstairs, and he gave me the number and the guy's name that called him and told him about Will. Said somebody killed Will with a knife, shoved him in a trunk of his car, Burdick and Crosstown at a bank. That's all I got, though.
In a race against time, Kalamazoo police launched an extensive search across town, focusing primarily on his car. But the search proved to be easier said than done, as bad weather turned an already tense situation into a grueling ordeal.
So we began a grid search of...
Fuck, dude, doing a search for a body in that weather would
in
suck.
hopes to find Mr. Gray's car, and it was also difficult.
I mean, you'd at least be able to get some tracks.
So driving through and figuring out which color of cars were covered in snow, as we were looking for a white one, made it more difficult, as well as vehicles' license plates had been covered in snow, and we'd have to manually get out and brush off all the plates.
That'd be ass.
You know,
And people would be wondering what we're doing, and without giving out too much information, we just had to inform them we were looking for a missing car.
We're looking for a white Malibu.
Okay, what's going on?
It's got nothing to do with you, so you're all right. But we're looking for a white Malibu, same year as yours, and I couldn't read the plate, so that's why I wiped it off just to see if it was the car we're looking for. So, all right, man. Have a good night.
Despite an intense citywide search, detectives came up empty-handed. There was still no sign of William's car.
Yeah, that guy just got the chip of his life. That man's out here. If he's out here hustling or some shit, bro, he'd be tripping. He'd be so bugged. That'd be such a like, what the fuck?
People that we found was Jules.
That's sketchy as
who is
hell.
a good friend of Mariah's, and she agreed to come into the department to talk to detectives.
All right, this is my perfect boy.
Gotta do what you gotta do, though.
According to Jules, she didn't know Mariah's current whereabouts, but she did have something even more valuable for the cops. Information about a party. One that took place the very night William disappeared.
So I was over there hanging out, we were drinking, and then it started getting late, and so...
Do you remember what time you went over there drinking?
Oh, man, probably at about 12,
Midnight?
Yeah.
Okay, so it was dark.
Yeah.
Okay. Go on, sorry to interrupt.
Magic will probably be my first 99 on this account. I'd imagine.
And we left.
Maybe woodcutting, actually.
Okay, so what time do you think it was that you called?
I called probably about 1 o'clock.
So you're only there an hour?
Yeah. And Mr. Gray was there, and I remember him being there, but the other people I didn't know had never seen me.
Okay. And how did you get there that day?
It was my boyfriend dropped me off.
What have you heard happen?
What Jules revealed next was the crucial lead detectives had been chasing from the very beginning, and it was no less chilling. She said that on that night, at the party where William had gone with Mariah, he was robbed, and the situation quickly turned violent.
I heard that he was injured real bad, and that he was in the hospital, and I had to check to see if he was in the hospital.
Why did you call?
Because they told me that something happened to him, and she didn't know where he was. And she was in a real panic, and I said, well, you need to call the hospital. She said, well, I don't even know how to call the hospital. I said, I'll call you back. So I called the hospital. I called her back and let her know that they didn't have no record of him being in there. But they said, since I guess whatever happened to him, something happened or whatever, that they can't tell me that he's going under an alias, or they can't tell anybody if he's there or not. Because I guess he was assaulted or whatever.
Being admitted to the hospital under an alias was far from ordinary. This usually happened only in sensitive cases or ongoing criminal investigations, and it just didn't add up. Detectives were now keen to find out how Jules had acted on this information.
And when you told that?
Yeah, I told her that you can't find him, and then I called his daughter. Oh, I didn't even tell that somebody thought he was in the hospital. But I couldn't find his name, and she got a hold of him. She's her daughter, but she said she couldn't even.
Who was saying that he was in a hospital? You know who told her?
No.
Was Mr. Gray's car there when you were there?
Well, yeah. As he was there when I was there. When I left, he was there. He was fine. He was up talking. Him and Sher was arguing about whatever. They always arguing like that. So nothing new.
One part of Jules' story raised eyebrows. Though she and Mariah had always been close, Jules insisted she hadn't heard from her at all since William went missing.
Have you ever known her to not tell you the truth?
No, not to me.
Did she call you later on that night?
Yeah,
no, wait a minute. After you took her home the night that William went missing.
Did she what?
Did she call you after that?
Yeah, she called me. She said she was on her way home.
She did?
Yeah.
What else did she say?
That was it.
Can you check your phone to see when she called?
Not really, because they only store so many numbers.
Right.
Would you tell us if she told you something?
Yes, I would. I don't have no problems with nobody.
Despite Jules' insistence that she was being completely honest, detectives couldn't shake the feeling that she was holding something back.
No
possibly
shit.
to protect her friend Mariah. It's a challenge investigators often face when loved ones are involved. So, for one final time, they pressed Jules for any details she might have left out.
Where did they go when they came in?
They came in and went to the living room. I was in the dining room at the table, and they went straight in the living room to sit down on the couch. You know what I'm saying? And that was one of the reasons why I left, because it was an eerie feeling when they came into their house. I just didn't feel right.
With no solid evidence to hold Jules, detectives had no choice but to let her go. Their attention then turned to the house where the party had reportedly taken place, a residence rented by a woman named Sarah. The detectives arrived without warning, hoping to catch everyone off guard and ensure no evidence had been tampered with or hidden.
Hi, how are you? Good. Oh, sure. Yeah, it's freezing today.
Yeah. What's going on?
We're here to check Mr. Gray's welfare.
Mr. Gray not here.
Oh, okay. Well, our last report was that he was here because I guess he got robbed here or something.
Yeah, he did, but I wasn't even here.
Okay. Now there's not like copious amounts of blood in here or anything like that.
Not that I know of.
Okay. Do you mind if I just come in, make sure that there's nothing like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sarah appeared cooperative at first, which gave officers some relief that the search would go smoothly. But as soon as officers stepped inside, something felt off. The overpowering scent of industrial-strength cleaners, like Pine Sol, hit them immediately. The place wasn't just tidy, it was almost unnaturally spotless. That level of effort screamed that something had gone very, very wrong.
Is there anybody in the basement?
Nobody down.
Nobody down there? Okay.
When asked about the details of what had gone awry, Sarah tried to distance herself, but the officers didn't back down. He made it clear that if they found any evidence of wrongdoing, any attempt to mislead them would have consequences.
Well, here's my concern, okay? I've got a large amount of family members of Mr. Gray's that are getting word that something very bad has happened to him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And we're getting told that whatever happened here at this house.
Okay.
Okay. And nobody wants to be involved if something serious has happened or try to assist and cover something up, because it is a very serious matter from what allegations are being told.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So whatever you know what is going on,
that's a problem. That's what I'm saying. I be in and out.
Here's the thing.
Okay.
There's a lot of people claiming that Mr. Gray is dead.
What?
That's what people are claiming, okay? So it's a very serious matter that if people withhold information or lie to the police about an incident like this, okay. So that's what I'm stressing here, that this is beginning to become a serious matter.
Okay.
Under pressure, she finally began to crack, revealing fragments of information that had never surfaced before.
Okay, so I need to know what you know.
Okay, like I keep on trying to. Oh, last time I seen him, he came in here with 2 knives.
Okay.
Okay, come up here and looking for someone.
What day was it?
It was Thursday.
Okay.
And he had 2 knives, and like I said, I wasn't here. I heard about it, and somebody turned all the switches off in the basement, and he got robbed.
He got robbed where?
In the room.
And what day was that?
I think it was Wednesday night or something like that. When I came back here Thursday, all those switches off.
Okay.
She always breaking.
After Sarah shared her account, officers began searching other areas of the house, and soon something troubling caught their attention. A locked room. They were told it belonged to William's girlfriend, Mariah. But it wasn't just the locked door that raised suspicion. It was the doorknob. It was red and stained in a way that eerily resembled blood.
Hey, Emil? Yes, sir. Come up here for a minute. Just a little bit of spot there. I'm looking at the staining on the door, and if William was killed, this could have been the exact spot where it happened.
There was plenty of information to go ahead and apply for a search warrant to go ahead and process the inside of this residence to see if there was an actual crime that had occurred. Inside the residence, there was trace amounts of blood that were located on the walls of the residence. And on the
That guy sounds like the biggest nerd I've ever seen in my life.
Already revealed chilling clues, but it was what
I
they
love
found
it.
in another part of the property that truly turned their stomachs.
There was also an unattached garage, and inside this garage, there was blood-stained carpet as well as paint cans that were located. But there was obvious signs of cleanup and cleaning agents in the same areas where blood was found inside the residence. It was obvious that crime had occurred, and attempts were made to clean up the crime scene.
Although Sarah lived in the residence and detectives suspected she knew more than she was admitting, they lacked concrete evidence to arrest her. So, with Sarah under close observation, officers pressed on with their investigation, going door to door, determined to find anyone who might have seen William in the critical hours before his disappearance. Eventually, their persistence paid off when they came across Lance, a friend of William's who agreed to speak with them.
I kept calling his phone. I kept blowing it up, but he never answered. 1 minute it was ringing. Everything was fine. Then all of a sudden, just with the voicemail.
So last time you saw him was what?
Was Friday morning at about 1:15, 1:30. He came to pick me up.
1:15 in the afternoon.
No, the morning, early in the morning.
Early morning.
He came to pick me up and took me to the bank. We went to PNC Bank. And he checked the camera. We're there, right up here on Westridge and Howard. He said he would come and get me Saturday morning between 11 and 1. But he never showed up because he normally calls me.
Okay.
When Lance was asked if he knew anyone who might have had a reason to harm William, he dropped a name that would change the course of the entire investigation. He revealed that the man who had robbed William at the party went by the name of San Jose.
I heard about his wallet being
San Jose.
And he's supposed to have paid them or something for giving his wallet back or something like that.
Now with this information, we've got somebody that we've talked to who is friends with William, who's given us a name of somebody who they believe would want to hurt William, and then pair that with the robbery that we had, a week before William went missing, where we know that San Jose was the person who did that. We know that we've got to find him and talk to him.
Now it all started to make sense to the detectives. This wasn't some random act. It was the continuation of a conflict that had clearly begun before William disappeared. When they looked into San Jose's background, they discovered something even more intriguing. He was already in jail on an entirely unrelated charge.
So San Jose is one of those people that comes across our desks on a regular basis. I mean, he's essentially a career criminal. We know a number of things that he's been involved in the past, but is he capable of actually murdering somebody? And that's what we needed to find out.
Shortly after his release from jail, San Jose was brought in for questioning.
I'm Gary. This is Brad. How you doing, man? You evidently got hooked up today, huh? Got under arrest right now. I'm sure you got questions for us. I obviously have questions for you. That's why you're here. Beef's happening every day on the street. Okay, so we don't know why it spun so out of control. So we obviously want to ask some questions. Okay.
Before making any accusations, the detectives asked San Jose to share his side of the story about the night of the party.
Me and Will had a fight. And you're talking about William Gray? Will Gray, yeah. Okay, yeah. Okay.
Me and Will had a fight on the road.
Okay. On Road Street?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he pushed me. I told him, I know you drunk.
Okay.
I'm gonna let this slide.
Okay.
But he pushed me again, I'm gonna break.
Okay. Because he's old.
Yeah, he's old. He got in my face, so I stopped him.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
He went down, and I ran about the house. That was it. And
Okay.
then next thing you know, he said, somebody said I had his wallet. I said, yeah, wallet.
Right. Well, what are they saying about it?
They saying William missing, and they trying to say I was the last person seen with him. I'm like, man, I ain't seen William.
During the interview, San Jose admitted to a physical altercation with William. But the way he described it caught investigators off guard. This wasn't just a simple fight. It sounded more like complete chaos. There was clearly more to the story. Buried within his statement, a few new names emerged, people the detectives hadn't heard of before, and ones who could open up a whole new chapter in the case. And one name in particular, Australia Wilhite, immediately raised red flags.
Dude, she looks like yo. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. This is gold. This is fucking pure gold. That's the dude from the Matrix. Yo. Yeah. Yeah. That's the dude. Oh, that's the dude from the Matrix. Oh, dude, I'm fucking dead.
She had an extensive criminal history, including charges related to drugs and illegal firearms.
That's
There
funny
was
as
enough
fuck.
information, there was enough probable cause to apply for a search warrant for her phone location. We started pinging Australia's phone. We had learned that her phone was pinging at a residence within a mile of public safety headquarters.
Believing this location might hold valuable evidence, officers assembled a team, including SWAT and K-9 units, to perform a search. They secured the residence and ordered all occupants to exit. The goal? To make the space safe so detectives and forensic teams could do a thorough search.
Looks like that door's on the other side, isn't it? Or is there one here? Oh, I got you.
But the contents inside left the detectives stunned. Australia Wilhite was arrested at the scene, but she refused to talk without a lawyer, delivering a major setback to the investigators. The case had stalled once more, until an unexpected twist shook everything up. A visitor arrived at the station, eager to reveal crucial information. Her name was Nikki, and she'd been at the party the night William disappeared.
So you said that night you were there, and you said it was late. It was dark.
Yeah, it was dark. They was talking loud, so I go upstairs. So I go up there and I lay down. I doze off, I go to sleep. I woke back up. I said, "What's going on?"
Were you planning on spending the night there that night too?
Yeah, I was, but I was so tired to the point that they was making so much noise, and I just walked out.
You said something was going on. What did you hear when you woke up?
That was basically like talking loud. That's all. They talk loud and scream loud all the time. They just talk loud.
Okay.
And I was like, I'm trying to go to sleep. I'm tired.
Nikki explained that although she'd left the party early and didn't witness the crime herself, she decided to come forward because people had started harassing her about it. But detectives believed she was not being completely honest, especially about some calls she'd been receiving recently.
The reason that these people are calling you, of all people, is because you know something.
No,
and they're
because-
trying to intimidate you and not telling us
No, because they
what
can't.
you know.
That's the thing. They can't intimidate me. They didn't want me to talk to you guys, and I made up my mind.
So this is very common in investigations. People want to minimize their knowledge of anything that had happened. And Nikki was explaining to us she was being cooperative, but we believed that she was leaving out key information that we thought that she knew.
Hoping to break through, detectives used a classic tactic. They bluffed, saying every other party guest had already been interviewed and that hers was the only one that didn't add up.
See, the problem is their stories are matching up where your story isn't.
Right. Okay. Well,
Okay?
I can.
They have a version of events to tell, and their version of events are all similar.
It was me.
I didn't say that. I didn't say it was you. I never said that you killed this man. Okay?
You didn't kill him, did you?
No. So
But I firmly
what is they
believe-
saying? Same thing you asked me. What is they saying?
That you were there, that you saw the aftermath of what happened, and that you know where Mr. William might be.
No, I don't.
Okay. Well, okay, then let's disregard that part. Did you see the aftermath after he was beaten up
After he was beaten up.
or killed?
No.
There is blood all over this house. Okay?
I never
It would have
seen
been
that.
impossible for you to walk through there and not see something.
Whatever they told you, that's a lie.
Okay.
That's a lie.
No. How about what you're
I'll
telling
be honest
me
with you.
is
That's a lie.
Though Nikki maintained she knew no more than what she'd already revealed, detectives noted her hesitant body language and uneasy tone, signs of inner conflict. Eventually, under the pressure, Nikki began to crack just a little.
I can tell that this is weighing on you. I know it is.
That's a lie.
It's a lie that this is weighing on you? You said it was
You're
weighing
sitting
on
there
you.
shaking.
I'm saying it was weighing on me to let y'all know when did I leave, and how did I leave, and where I was at. That was weighing on me.
Technology nowadays, like your cell phone, when you make a phone call with your cell phone, we can get information from the phone company, okay, which will give us a cell phone tower, and we'll be able to put you in certain locations.
And do what you gotta do, because people have been calling my phone, telling me what's going on. I don't know nothing.
Okay, well, what are they telling you? Well, why would they call you?
I don't know.
Because you know something.
No, I don't.
Nikki firmly denied witnessing the attack, but she willingly handed over her phone for forensic analysis. It seemed like a promising lead until the results came back and dealt another heavy blow. Crucial data had been deleted. Someone clearly didn't want that information uncovered. The pressing question was Nikki the one responsible? Under renewed pressure from the detectives, she finally showed a more vulnerable side.
I've been doing this job for 20 years, and I've seen a lot of people suffer because of this type of stuff. It tears people apart. Yeah, it's not fair. Nobody gives the right to another person to take someone else's life. If you were me right now, you just pretend that you're the police and you have a family that's trying to find this man, okay? Who do you think I should have?
I would talk to.
Yep.
I would have to talk to.
Nikki finally opened up to the detectives about someone who had made her uneasy at the party. She identified the man as Shanador Rice, the very same individual who had gotten into a heated argument with William and Mariah that night. However, Nikki claimed she didn't know much about Shanador Rice, only that he'd recently relocated to nearby South Haven, Michigan. This time, her information seemed credible, so the detectives allowed her to leave. They then reached out to the South Haven Police Department, who confirmed they were already familiar with Rice. After some persuasion, Rice agreed to come in voluntarily for an interview.
We really appreciate you talking to us tonight, taking the time out.
Nothing but gentlemen, we appreciate that.
Thank you so much. We are
Hey, you can bare hand Black Warlocks now.
And
Let's go.
we are investigating some things that have been going on over there, and we just want to, talk to you about them, okay? That's it.
As the interview began, it quickly became clear that Rice wasn't interested in small talk. He kept his answers short, his demeanor guarded. Once the detectives built some rapport, they shifted gears, presenting him with a photo of William to see how he'd react.
And we understand you've been through a lot, and there's a lot of reasons why things happen, okay? We can appreciate that.
We know what happened, but we just needed to hear why from you. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm saying.
Yeah, for sure.
That's William.
That's his name?
Yeah.
Rice's response didn't give much on the surface, but hidden in his words was a cryptic clue, one that didn't escape the detective's notice.
When I showed the photograph of Mr. Gray to Shanador, he asked who that person was. And when I said it's William Gray, he said, "Oh, was that his name?" That was important to me because he referred to Mr. Gray in the past tense, like he wasn't with us any longer.
Now it was time to cut through the noise and ask the hard questions.
This is his car. How to go right? This is car. That's his car. Okay.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Now, you know Mr. William?
He attacked me.
He attacked you? Well, okay, how?
Slowly, he described the night at the house where the party took place. According to Rice, William attacked him with a knife, and he fought back in self-defense.
How did he attack you?
He attacked me with a knife.
Okay. When?
I don't know, man. Like I told you, Shan, there's two sides to every step. We want to hear your story.
Look, man, I was on drugs.
What kind of drugs?
Meth,
Okay.
ice, alcohol.
Rice admitted to beating William to death, but according to him, he wasn't the only one with blood on his hands.
No. Did you use any other objects besides your fist?
No, this.
Just your fist.
We're to the point where you were striking William on the ground in the head, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, with your fist. And then he's gurgling on blood, like kind of choking on blood.
Right.
Okay.
Rice named someone who had already been circling this investigation. But what stunned the detectives was who it turned out to be. It was none other than Australia Wilhite.
Due to the fact that he was a loan shark, Australia believed that William might have a large sum of money in his apartment. So Shenandoah explained how Australia came up with this scheme to assault William and steal the keys to his apartment. So it just escalated way out of hand.
Rice admitted that he kept striking William even after he was already on the ground, while the others just stood by. No one called for help. He claimed that Australia wasn't just the mastermind behind the plan, but also acted as the ringleader during the attack.
She was directing people to clean up after Mr. Gray was murdered, but they didn't want to speak because they were in fear of Australia.
Rice also revealed that after the killing, he placed William's body in the trunk of his car and drove all the way to Detroit, only to abandon the vehicle inside a rundown house.
Do you remember parking that car there? It's in a parking lot at that hospital.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember that?
I do.
In the city of Detroit? Or where? Huh?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to pull up a map here.
Following Rice's lead, detectives headed to Detroit. But locating William's car was far from easy. Rice admitted he was heavily intoxicated when the crime occurred and when he abandoned the vehicle, making his directions unreliable.
Shenandoah described the house as the roof collapsing or caving in an area of Detroit where there's many abandoned houses around each other. And he stated that he actually moved the body under the porch in daylight and that 3 cars drove past him on the street when he was unloading the body and nobody called the police.
Of course not, it's fucking
Describes
Detroit.
us as an extremely high crime area. So detectives traveled to Detroit trying to locate a house with a collapsed roof that's abandoned, which unfortunately in Detroit there's many of those homes. So the decision was made to take Shenandoah with us so he could direct us to where he placed Mr. Gray.
Rice eventually led the detectives to an abandoned house in the north end of town. There, investigators finally found William's white Chevy Malibu and sent it for a full forensic examination. What they discovered inside was horrifying. William's body was found in a state of decomposition, completely naked, his hands and feet bound, and wrapped in a blanket. In the final stage of the investigation, detectives prepared to file formal charges. San Jose remained a person of interest, but was not charged with murder. Australia Wilhite was accused of obstruction and conspiracy, and Shenandoah Rice was charged with second-degree murder.
Murdering this man, I, did not want to do that. I didn't want him to die. I didn't want to take him from his family. Now you have people who are brotherless, that lost their brother, they lost their dad, all throughout the family. Like, everybody has to deal with Christmas a little different. Holidays are not different. I realize that.
On June 5th, 2018, at the Kalamazoo County Circuit Court in Michigan, Rice was convicted of second-degree murder and sentenced to 20 to 50 years in prison.
20 to
During
50?
sentencing,
But
Rice
she
stood
gets
before
closer
the
to
court
50.
and expressed remorse for his actions. However, his account had changed from his original confession.
All this is being done, everything that was done was because of her calling. She called me into the room. I wasn't even in the room with them. She called me to the room where they were at, and that's what I seen. I seen them broke over.
Dragon
choking
spear?
on me like this. So I came just trying to save the woman from him. My adrenaline was
That's a
pumping
double.
like crazy. He wouldn't listen to nothing that I was saying. He wouldn't do nothing that I asked him to do. So that incident occurred. And all I wanted to do, Your Honor, was break it up. I did not want to kill that man. That was not my purpose. My purpose was to get him off that woman. I just got frightened when I seen him going for his knife.
Rice alleged that William had attacked Wilhite, and he intervened in her defense. He denied using any weapons, like a table leg or paint cans, insisting he only used his hands. Despite his new claims, the court upheld the original charge and found Rice guilty. He later attempted to withdraw his guilty plea in 2019, arguing that his legal representation had been inadequate, but the motion was denied. Rice is currently serving his sentence at the Charles Egler Reception and Guidance Center in Jackson, Michigan. On October 14, 2019, Australia Wilhite was sentenced to 4 years in prison for her role in the murder. William's longtime friend, Kenneth Anderson, spoke up, describing William as a generous, warm-hearted man who could always be counted on.
If William was here, I said, I still love you, baby boy, but I still can't figure out why. Naturally, he'd have his glass of wine, and I'd have one too. But that's William.
That's William, alright. Well, I'm going to bed. Peace out, chap. Hope y'all have a good night. Peace, zombie.